Right, here we are at MF. Forgot to turn the camera on for the start.
Just pull the 510 move and look on that.
Actually, the crux is up higher.
I know it's down here. Looks like it's full value.
I probably could have gotten something in right here, but I saw what looked to be a perfect stopper crack just above. The rock sounded okay when I rapped on it, but as soon as I tried to set a nut, it had a really hollow ring to it.
I don't like the sound of that. Or that. Just stand up here.
It probably would have been okay, as I'm sure many people protect behind that flake, but skipping it gave me a little peace of mind and the chance to be creative.
Haven't slung a horn in forever.
Oh, did you swing a horn? Good.
Yeah.
You don't have any cams in you, right?
No.
These next few minutes, which mercifully I've edited out a bunch, is a case study in the kind of tunnel vision that all climbers experience sometimes and some climbers experience a lot of the time.
That's a cam, but I might want to replace it.
Perhaps because the only real piece I had was a slung horn that wouldn't keep me off the ground, I latched onto the first cammable crack that entered my vision.
Even a one. Go in there. Not sure if that'll fit.
Instead of taking a breath and getting comfortable and looking around for where the route went and what my gear options might be, I spent far too much time trying to jam a proverbial square peg into a round hole.
Oh, that one's great. Right, actually. It's also in a better spot.
MF is a great climb, thought-provoking and challenging the entire way. Dick Williams says it's the standard for 5'9" in the Gunks. Next time you're on it, think back to Jim McCarthy in 1960, leading it in the era before sticky rubber and spring-loaded cams. According to Ben Haast on Mountain Project, he ran into Claude Sewell at the cliff in 2017. Claude was on the first ascent party back in 1960, and he told Ben that MF stood for motherfucker and that it was part of an old school rating system they had back in the day. Some climbs were rated damn, harder climbs were rated shit, and the hardest climbs were rated MF. The eponymously named MF was the first to receive that grade in the Gunks.
Good job, Walter. Good job, Walt. And you can flip that.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna do.
Yeah, you see it, right? There you go. Perfect.
This pin was probably just fine on its own, but if it's easy to back up and I have the gear, I generally will.
All right.
Good job, Walter. Good job, Walter.
All the gear that I put in getting set up for the first crux seems like overkill now that I'm watching it, but I was glad to have it. The one thing I would come to regret in a few minutes was not saving another long runner or two. Moving into this crux was easier than I expected it to be. The trick for me was spotting and using a small edge for my right foot before I grabbed the pocket in the corner. Moving out of the pocket, the next hold isn't that great, but the one just past the piton is a jug. That's a good thing because while you're clipping the pin, you're hanging totally on your arms.
Okay.
Take a deep breath and reach up for a good jug. If the first hold you get isn't that great, reach a little higher and to the right. Once you match hands, the rest is mostly balance and body position. There's a hold low and outright that will help you get established on the face.
Oh yeah. Huh. Whew. Yeah, wish I brought more long draws. Yeah, I know. I'm just looking at that. Did you clip it short?
I did, and it was a problem.
Huh.
Put a piece of hip height, maybe, right?
Yeah, I'm wondering if I clip that long, could I get away with short draws the rest of the way? I guess I could double a couple of them up. All right, cool. Okay.
Here's the thing about MF. A lot of people get focused on the overhang crux, but once you pull it, you realize the climbing isn't over. It's not desperate, but it's no jug haul either. And a little ways up, you come to what I find to be the single hardest move on the route.
This guy. Hey Royce, you don't have to hold me super tight.
Yeah, I've got a big smile in the rope. It's just old rope drag.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Yeah.
Here's the move that I found to be the hardest on the route. A little crimpy maybe, but I think it's more about balance and body position. I rushed it a little bit and didn't do it all that well, possibly because I had the beta that there was a good edge I could shoot for.
All right.